Hey everybody, this is Ashley Marshall with Cranford Marshall Legal. I just wanted to give you another little piece of legal information today. Not legal advice. I'm not your attorney unless we formed an attorney-client relationship on paper, but I just wanted to talk to all of my employer friends, business owner friends, and HR friends that are out there. I want to talk to you today about the most important document that you have in your possession, in my opinion, probably because I've done about 100 of these, but still, your employee handbook. Make sure you can see this is mine. Without a doubt, this is probably one of the most important documents that you have between you and your employees. This is your policy and procedures if you don't have anything else. This is what sets the standard where you can tell your employees what's important to you and they know what you expect. So this is a great document to have to go by so that your employees know what they should be doing and getting out of you for your job. What kind of policies should be in your handbook? Well, let's talk about first. You're going to want something that says that you're an equal opportunity employer. You're going to want another policy that talks about that all employees with you are working at will unless you've actually signed contracts with your employees, which is another issue altogether, but you don't want them to think a contract has been formed when it hasn't been. Next, you want to talk about any disclaimers that you have or employee classifications of how these employees work and how they're expected to be paid, overtime, and all of those wonderful things. You want to have an anti-harassment policy in your handbook, especially today. In this day and age, we have Me Too going on in our society, so you definitely want to be clear with your employees that sexual harassment is not tolerated. Same thing with workplace violence, that there is zero tolerance for workplace violence in your workplace. You want to talk to your employees about how they do little things like if there's an error that they find, like maybe an error in their paycheck, something to that effect. You want to talk to them about how they need to go about correcting it so that they take responsibilities. Where you keep any official documents, if you're an employer that offers insurance, which hopefully you are, and offer insurance to your employees, then you want to talk about how you find those documents or who keeps those documents or how all of that is set up or when they qualify. You also want to talk about how you have anti-retaliation policies, meaning if they come to you and complain, you don't retaliate against them. That is a great policy to have. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, they really, really like you to have that policy in place. You want to talk about any leave law policies or tardiness policies or absence policies, all of these things you want to have in there. If you're drug testing and you're a drug-free workplace, you want to have this policy in place as well. So workers' comp policies, anything like that needs to be in there. And then any personal policies you have. Like for instance, if a person's going to be tardy, what do you expect them to do? Do you expect them to call your house at 5 a.m.? Do you expect them to let their supervisor know? This document right here is your place to let your employees know what's going on with you in your workplace. Okay, so let's talk about this a second. How often do you review it? First off, I know you guys are all great employers and you have one. If you don't have an employee handbook, talk to your attorney. If you don't have an attorney, you're welcome to reach out to me, and I've done a bunch of these over the years, so I'll be happy to help you with that as well. But how do you know if you need to update it? Well, first off, I can tell you this, we probably need to look at any cell phone policies you have because this summer or this past year we saw the National Labor Relations Board release new guidance on how cell phone policies need to work in the workplace, so that's really important to get you up to date. We also need to check probably if you're drug testing, we need to check that as well because like for instance here in the state of Alabama we have CBD oil and how is that handled? So that's something you want to reach out to your attorney to talk about. Tips for knowing when exactly to correct this. Okay, if you can't find it, we probably need to revise it. If your pages are all stuck together, it's probably pretty old, so we probably need to revise it. If your pages look like they've never even been looked at, we probably want to look at it and see and make sure everything's going well. Again, there are a ton of great attorneys out there, and my services aren't better than any other services that can be offered. So contact your attorney and talk to them about just flipping through it, looking at it, revising it, and what needs to be done to make sure you're on track. And if you don't have an attorney, you're more than welcome to contact me, and I will see if it's something if you're in a state where I can handle it, I'll do it. If not, I can help you find somebody to do that. You guys, I want you to have a great day, and I want you to be great employers, and especially employers that don't get sued. So if you have any questions, again, this is not legal advice. This is legal information. Just to clarify that, I'm Ashley Marshall with Ashley Cranford Marshall, and I'll be happy to help.